What's happening, boys and girls? I am the Anthem Metal, and welcome to Today in Gaming. So, on to the news, which there wasn't much of today, being Friday. I mean, it's a lot more bare than it was yesterday. At least yesterday we had that Overwatch leak that led us to believe some stuff, or led us to think about some stuff. Still not a lot of things have come out of that yet. Really, we just had some more kind of confirmations of other things that have come out. One of the stories that we've been following for a little while is that Overwatch was going to have to release the drop rates for their loot boxes in terms of what items you get and like the rarity levels, because in China apparently there are laws that say you have to be able to publish anything that has a chance on it. So now keep in mind these stats were released and they are for the Chinese version of the game. We don't have any confirmation whether or not that is going to be like universal across all versions of the game. So kind of take this with a grain of salt. It came out that there are guaranteed to have a rare item in every loot box. So next time you get like 3 whites and a rare, there's your golden loot box right there. The next one is that epic loot will be 1 in 5.5 loot boxes. So basically 1 in every 5.5 levels you get, or through arcade or wherever, however else you get them, will at least have 1 epic piece of loot in it. And then legendary is even crazier. That's 1 in 13.5 loot boxes. So, you're looking at a pretty small chance of getting one of those all throughout, all the way up to level 100. I mean, that's roughly about, what, like 6 or so? I don't know, what is that? That's 37, 50, 63, 76, making me do math, 89. Yeah, so anyways, however many that was. I don't know. I hate math. That's why I have a degree in anthropology. Anyways, so, just kind of take those with a grain of salt. And if you're ever whining, complaining like I do, and just mad about not getting that skin you really want, a lot of times you're just probably going to have to shell out the cash to get it, because right now the rates are so low that it's going to be really hard to do that. Or unless you're like some other people and just play Overwatch constantly. So some of us, though, were busier than that. Anyways, moving on, that was basically Overwatch news. I mean, that's what it's been for the past 3 days, is just following this Overwatch stuff. Seems like there's new news every time. So another piece of news that IGN first is kind of like their first look. Usually it's the guy, they set up something with the developers or publishers in order to get the look at an upcoming title. They did it with, I'm pretty sure they did it with Prey a little last month. This month they're doing it with Darksiders 3, actually, which it's kind of crazy, just kind of on a side note to me, that we got a leak and then a confirmation with a ready-made trailer that came out. It's like they kind of did this, they kind of put the leak out themselves. If I were to speculate, it's like, wow, because now they even released like a 13-minute gameplay from the pre-alpha of Darksiders 3, because this game isn't even due until next year sometime. So, this is like, to be honest, it looks awesome. Like, it looks gorgeous. And to go a little bit further, it looks to be, they said it's going to be more like open world-esque. Now, I unfortunately still haven't played Darksiders 2, although I plan on it, so get off my back. But I did play the hell out of Darksiders 1. The world was not necessarily open world. It was interconnected in a way, but and you could travel all between the different realms, but there were still, distinct zones and distinct levels in the game. So this one apparently is supposed to be take that plus the open world aspect. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. Of course, when we get more and more information about it coming out. I'm super excited for it. So last thing is that today is pre-launch day. First kind of impressions are, looks pretty awesome, looks pretty cool. Definitely looks like it's made by the guys that made Dishonored and Dishonored 2, because it was. Just has that same kind of art style. But it is in CryEngine this time instead of the Void engine that they use, which was like their in-house engine. But I'm still excited to pick it up and play it myself. And I hope you are too. Anyways, that basically does it. Super easy, light day today. If there's anything I missed, please let me know. As always, links are going to be down below. And are you excited about this? Does any of this matter? Are you just like, hey, it's Friday, get the hell out of here? That's kind of how I was earlier. But anyways, I love you. I appreciate it. Yeah, just have a good weekend. Again, I'm the Anthem Metal. I'm out.